It's Jesse Bergman, and I'm back here again with
I'm here too, guys. Neil Mullen.
yeah, with Neil. I was going to introduce
He's
myself.
got me
We got
unprepared.
we got to work on that introduction, man. I think we're gonna have to rehearse that or something. So we're also got John on the line if he decides to chime in. Otherwise, he'll be monitoring your comments on YouTube. I can't see your YouTube comments this week just because I'm on the road and on a laptop, so it makes it pretty hard for me to manage the stream and then look at comments. So I'm going to rely on Neil and John to um, be out there and watching your guys' comments and piping up when you guys say something. So today we're going to do something a little different. Last week we cracked open the all new art booster packs. We did a real live stream, like a in real life live stream. I think it went pretty good. But it got us thinking that, I don't know if a lot of people realize that in their base game, you can draft cards. And so Neil said, let's do a draft this week. And I said, that sounds like a great idea. So we are going to draft the starter set for Battle for Solaria. So what you see here is on Neil's screen on your right-hand side is a stack of the starter set. And we've laid our first pack out. And we're going to do, what's the official term for this draft?
This is called grid draft.
Okay.
It's called that because you lay the cards out like they are on the screen now in a grid. And it's a two-person draft format that simulates random packs by providing the cards for your pool in a random way. So we have the starter set here. So we have a set number of cards that we know is in that big pile over here on the right. But the way that they're going to be presented to us in this 3x3 grid is unknown. This is a random stack that we shuffled, and we're not going to keep all these cards. We're only going to get some of them as the draft goes on.
Right. And then as we go, we're going to eventually build up our card pool to build our decks. Depending on how fast this goes tonight, we may get some games in with the draft decks. If not, then next week we will play the draft decks on for the whole hour. So,
yep, and we'll definitely
roll off, Neil, and see.
I gotta disconnect, Jesse. I think you're
listening.
Jesse, you still there?
Yep, I saw that. See if you can jump back in on me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah, you're having some audio breaking up too.
Out in the wilds. Do a hotel connection. Yeah. Where I'm at, the cell service is much better.
Yeah, Jesse, I'm having a hard time joining your game too.
Switch this over and make it work.
Well, I guess your game ended. Sorry, folks. Hopefully we'll have this worked out here in a minute.
Are we there? We're back, I think.
I can hear you now, so
So you
that's
should
better.
be able to join on me now, Neil. Back. See if you can join up on me now. Hey, let me
Okay,
promote
we're
you.
back.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulty with internet connections. Hopefully, the cell service here in this town will hold up this week.
Yeah.
All right, so we are 100% back. I think I don't know where we left off. So I think I was saying for those of you that didn't hear or lost me just because of the situation, we're going to try to draft these cards out tonight and then build the decks and probably play them next week. We may get through the draft all the way through and get a game in tonight, but I think this is mostly going to be just discussing pack picks and going through this grid draft format to show all of you how it works. So, if you're on YouTube, be sure to give us a hello. We normally have you do Team Neil, Team Jesse, but also we might jump in if you're on YouTube and you're watching and you want to help us pick. By all means, give a shout out and let us know what you would pick in this scenario as well. So, right, Neil, are we ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely. So I randomly decide who goes first. I roll this dice. 13. It just
13.
stopped. Didn't really roll, but
13.
uh-oh.
You can try it. I'm gonna break Neil's. The dice is rigged.
I knew it. Oh, I get to win. Okay, so it's not rigged. It works perfectly. Okay, so in a grid draft format, we create packs of 9 cards like this, where we set 3 by 3, just randomly off the top of the pile. You can do this with your base set at home. Just shuffle up and find a partner and lay them out like this. Now, the way this works is that you get to pick a column or a row, and you'll get 3 cards or 2 cards, depending on if you go first or second, and if you pick a column or a row. And we'll add them to our pool so that when we get to the deck building session, when we're done with the draft, that will be the card you'll pick from. So this pack has some stuff in it.
Yeah.
It's not exactly where I want to be on my first pick. There are just like when you end up with like powerful cards that are not in line with each other, like Art of War and Bullthorn or Bullthorn
Right.
and Harp. That pack is better for the second person. So I'm going to take the top 3 here. Because I think that Harp and Art of War are 2 of the most powerful cards in the pack. And I just get a Gray Harrier, which is fine. So I'm gonna.
I don't think Gray Harrier is bad choice. I think for me, like looking at it, I want to maximize 3 cards. I don't want to take a 2-card pick here. Even though the Skyhawk and Hydra Reaver are both pretty happy to be side by side with each other in terms of just having 2 very good aggressive threats, at what we would call reasonable Solarium levels. But I can do the same thing with the Bullthorn, and the Bullthorn synergizes better with the Skyhawk, and I get to pick up the Bergheim. So I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, I think that's the obvious pick. Like, you had the option of like Skyhawk plus Bullthorn, but obviously you're not going to take that when you can take Skyhawk plus Bullthorn plus additional card.
Right.
And we'll set these ones over here because we're done with them.
Right. Yep. Those cards don't get picked up by anybody in this format. So
I'm going to pick up another 9 here.
You need me to move my cards out of the way here?
No,
You
you're fine.
Yep, you got it.
Just...
Do I get first pack pick?
You do get first pick out of these 9, and it's already looking like much better for you than mine was.
Wow, this is a pack, man.
So now that we've done the first pack, you just trade back and forth seeing who picks first. So this one's on Jesse, and he has some good options.
I think I do have some good options. Obviously, we talked last week about Johnny and his power in the format. So I don't think there's any doubt Johnny is going to be in the column or row that I take. The question is, would I rather have the Spartan Terminator or the utility of the Cloud Falcon and the evasion, which can be very powerful if you happen to pick up Centropolis through this process, or just about any kind of targeted removal type stuff. But that perimeter alert is so powerful in getting an established basis of cards going. I think for me, I'm going to go Johnny, perimeter alert, Spartan Terminator. So if you guys don't agree with that pick, let me know in the comments. Where did my cards go? There they go. All right. And so when Neil takes on is the second pick here.
Yeah, the only thing that's like even kind of exciting is the Storm Citadel, so I will take this.
I think the evasion is really good here. I mean, obviously nobody's drafted.
Are both fine playables. They're just not like super exciting.
Right. So overall, there's 236 cards in the starter set in total, and there's we're going to draft 200 of them here. So we're going to look at 200 cards and then go from there.
Yeah, so, roughly 200 is the amount. See, this is the kind
of a pack too, man.
Yeah, this is just not fair. You're crushing me. Because again, we have like powerful cards not in the same row.
Right. I don't know what the second pick is though. I guess it depends a lot on what you pick here, but I'm
gonna take this row or this column.
Trap and Beam seem pretty good with a couple of Cloud Falcons. Yeah.
Right. Just because I want the two powerful cards. I think that Learner is better than both of those cards, but like
what's interesting about this pick is I don't know. I think I might actually just bin Learner. Does that sound crawly?
That sounds pretty crazy.
I know, but I already have a Bergheim, right? So like a second Bergheim doesn't help me out. The crawler's okay.
Yeah,
like
but
I could take Learner in a processing plant.
Right.
But if I just take the Terminator, I get like
processing plant. But prototype is really good.
I pick up an extra site here, which will smooth out getting me those combatants I've drafted up to this point, which I do have a Bullthorn in that process. This is not an easy decision. I actually thought you were going to take Learner. I figured I was going to be left with having to look at the middle rows and somebody's probably going to shoot me on stream for this, but I am going to take these three.
Prototype Development Base is a very good card.
It is. It is 100%. So, and that's one less learner in the format. I mean, like, it's not going to get played by anybody. So, I mean, I know you're not using it against me at that point.
This is so terrible. I am just getting trashed.
That's a roll.
Like I draw these 9 cards and I look at them. I'm like, well, I guess I lose the draft.
Yeah, but I mean, Oathkey's still a good second pick there. But I think I don't even think this is a question.
Better than Oathkey, and
I'm going to get Ferdum and Johnny and Animus here. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that those are the best cards to put into this, especially combined with what I just drafted last round. Yeah, I'm not sure anybody's going to question my pick there.
Yeah, I guess I'll take this Oathkey and the Harp.
I mean, get some extra value out of that tack beam with Harp, and she's still a 4/4 body, so plenty of power.
I like Harp. Harp is a card that I like. We've talked about before in our Let's Plays, and just in general. Like I like it a lot better in draft than I do in constructed. Even I mean, it's fine in constructed.
Right.
Like I'm not telling you not to play Harp; it's a good card, but in drafts, even more so, it's very good because the draft decks tend to be like a little dirtier and you have more time to mess around and do weird stuff like that. And so I think she's really good. And I, like you said, I do already have the attack beam, so
Yeah.
that's good too. Um,
Yeah.
in this pack,
There's some interesting
I'm
choices here.
yeah. So I'm really looking at Facade Saboteur in this pack as the card that I
Yeah.
want to take. Um, I think Facade is really good in draft, more so than in constructed again, because you have like the Jotun in general in constructed in a 60 card deck have a really hard time getting to 6 or 8 to really max them out. But in
Right.
draft it doesn't have to be that way. Like so I'm just deciding if I want a Catacombs or a Shield more because Mining Station and Shipyard are very similar.
Right. You get the same net value going down probably each row there, but the shield probably gives you a little bit more value.
Right.
Just
I'm just
in just
like
a 2/2 body.
my biggest concern here, actually, besides like the difference between shields and catacombs, is like which pile you're gonna take. And I assume you're gonna
Yeah.
go this way or this way, and
Yeah.
I want to make sure you get 2 cards instead of 3. Um,
Yeah.
but I think I'm gonna take this one actually. That
Okay.
could be wrong, but
I think it's a wise move. Um, the Warhulk is super powerful. I've definitely starting to get the Solarian base to get to it. Um, but I don't think I have the sight curve quite where I want it yet. If that makes sense. And to take 2 cards here is a pretty tight trade off. I mean, the feedback is probably pretty good with the deck I've drafted up to this point. And the
yeah, I
Spartan
mean,
Terminator obviously is very good. It's just another 4-drop, that can go into the deck.
yeah,
So I've got double Johnny, double Spartan at this point.
God, you have double Johnny. I'm so just dead already. But
uh, and with the Bullthorn, and I got a Skyhawk too, the Cloud Stronghold has some value in the deck, and does help around my curve out a little bit in terms of. Oh yeah, I have the 4-drop Ferdum too. Ooh,
yeah, the difference like for you is that like this row having a 2-drop sight in it makes this row just amazing.
oh,
But like this having a
100%.
shield in it or not like is like eh.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm really more looking at whether or not I want to draft the Cloud Stronghold. That's what I keep eyeballing and trying to make a decision on. It may not even get played in the deck depending on what comes up, but um, I have to think about it and wonder, is that the right choice? That's what we're gonna do.
Okay. Ooh, the old double Cloud Fortress row.
Oh man.
Highly sought after.
Oh boy. Now I want that Hecaton back. This is an interesting hand or an interesting row. Like,
Yeah, this is a pack that's better for the second player probably.
yeah,
The
I agree.
like Fricker and Oathkey are pretty similar.
They
Uh
are.
Kaiser I think is a trap, but
I agree. I don't think Kaiser is probably as powerful in draft as he is in constructed, just because the value of Kaiser is setting him up, and if you don't have really solid targets for him,
right. If you're
in
playing like
multiples,
an 8-man draft of like a regular draft format and you get to pick a Kaiser early, like maybe you can get the value out of him by building around him, but in this format's variance is very high, as we've seen, where
right?
like there's some packs that are way different than others. So if you like don't end up like you don't want to be forced into taking a hecaton with bad cards because you have a Kaiser.
Right. And the thing is Assault Synthoid is really good in the format. I mean, as a 5-drop,
Right.
7/6, he's
Assault
a
Synthoid
very
is a card
solid.
that like loses a lot of power for having 2 CC, but in a format where
Mhm.
that doesn't matter, he's just fine. Like he's a giant guy.
Exactly. And I've seen Cloud Fortress be meaningful in draft. That's the real problem with my draft experiences. But I don't want to draft two of them. I just don't. The only reason I draft two is to keep one out of your hands because you've got some Jotun flyers that would really benefit from that, and you've already got the Art of War. We're gonna do this.
Okay. God. After talking Kaiser down so hard, am I going to try to take him?
I don't know. What targets do you have?
I would get to make him into an Oath Key. I'm just going to take this Oath Key.
Yeah.
That's also the right pick.
Yeah, but you've already got an Oath Key. So, but you would be able to double up Oath Keys that way, which is never going to be bad.
Yeah, I might actually get to play my Cloud Fortress that way.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, at least I get a good pack this time.
You definitely get a good pack this time. Holy cow. That's a monster.
But you also get a good pack this time. There's a lot of good cards in this pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, this pack was stacked. All right, well, I'm going to take the obvious pick here, and then you can mull around on whatever you want.
Well, I don't even know. Is it really even a question? I mean, isn't it just Bullthorn feedback and it's a traffic?
I think so. Yeah. If
the
feedback
got
of the It's a Trap were flipped, I would consider the Harp, but the way it is right now, I think those three cards are much better.
Yeah. I agree. Okay.
We're just going to end up with the same deck, except you have more Johnnies.
I don't know about that. I have no Oath Keys.
That's true. I do have a lot of Oath Keys now.
Oh, Crazy Joe's coming out. And a Perimeter. Boy. And a Prototype. That seems pretty obvious. Like, I'm just going to pick the all-site row here.
Yep. Those are all really good cards for draft.
I'm apparently having some technical trouble.
You'll figure it out. I have faith in you.
Eventually. I know. There we go. That's
okay.
So, I mean, to go into that just a little bit, it's just stabilizing my Solarian base. Crazy Joe's, we talked about last week on stream, is definitely on the top tier of draft because of the lack of a construction cost. He's just another power card. It's just another very powerful card that can do nasty things to the opponent. And we drafted an It's a Trap already, so it's even better with an It's a Trap around.
And you left me with a very awkward pack.
I know.
I think I'm just taking Assault Synthoid.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's a card that doesn't get a lot of love in Constructed, but he is.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Well, I can fix this. One of them was a shield generator.
Yeah.
And one of them was a shield.
Interference. Oh, a shield. Okay. I thought it was an interference, but that makes sense.
I'm just cheating.
I know. You're like, the draft went so poorly for me, I just have to take 3 extra cards now. Ooh, spoils.
Yeah. And a Masterminding, not in the same row.
Oh. And a Hero's Boon Hecaton.
God. Well, let's take a look at the old pile here.
That's a tough call, man. I don't know. I don't know what's the right one. You got to know, I guess, which pick's best for you based on what
is better than Spoils of War.
Right.
I'm going to take this because it has a shipyard, and I need sites. And that happens to be a site you can Spoils of War. So I'm like losing out a tiny amount of value by picking Spoils or Masterminding, and then hopefully getting it back by having a nice solid low site curve.
Yeah, I'm looking at this though, and I'm trying to figure out, like, I have sites. I have a fair amount of sites, actually, so I don't think I need the other Bergheim. The Flare is probably not that great, but the Cloud Falcon does fit nicely into what I'm trying to do right now. So I think I'm good.
I think that's the correct pick. Essentially, you're just picking Masterminding plus cards, and you get more cards in that pile than you do the other way.
Right, exactly.
There's a dumpy row.
Yeah.
There's a dumpy row. And there's some good cards.
Oh, well. I have first pick here.
Yep.
I definitely think I'm going to take that Tack Beam, Centropolis, and Feedback. That just seems like, in this pack, a no-brainer. There's just no competition there right now. So
I can't play Solarium Excavator because you got a bunch of Johnnies, so I'll take this pile.
Poor Excavator getting shafted just because of the Johnny draft.
Yep. Solarium Excavator getting killed by Johnny since whenever Flood Prophet Glory came out.
That's true. Oh, that's
but I do get to pick a Masterminding this pack, so I can't complain too much. So there's like double Art of War row. All right, how many drafts? I like can't even believe I'm considering passing
type ones. You might have to with this, dude. You're going to end up with 3 Art of Wars in the deck. Like,
all right, I think that because I got a bunch of Cloud Falcons that don't. I'm not happy about it. Everyone on the internet listening right now, I'm not happy about this, but I think it's right.
It's definitely right. It can't be wrong. I'm just going to take this 3. So
okay.
We're shaping up into a nice little direct damage deck. I got a couple of direct damage abilities. I do have a flares, so I can kind of go combo here. You know, it's really possible here. Yeah, I definitely can go combo here. Man, if that Kaiser and Hecaton were lined up, I'd take him. Wow. Yep. This is tough. The security post is nice.
This is a pile of unexciting cards.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, but there are some things that I like about it.
Yeah, I mean, every deck has to have some filler. Like, it can't all be A+.
I think though, with what I've got built up so far, this is the row for me.
I think Solarium Flares is the most powerful card in the pack for sure.
Yeah. But I've already got a bunch of direct damage ability stuff, so getting another Flares never hurts.
Yeah. I'm going to take this pile because it has a security post and an evasion, and I just picked up a bunch of Art of War, so maybe I'll play this Gray Harrier.
Well, yeah, I mean, a couple of Gray Harriers, like a single, you have 2 Gray Harriers now, and a single Art of War.
I can't play them until like turn 4 because you have a bunch of Johnnies, so if I don't have the ability to Art of War, your Johnny just eats them.
There are those parts of it, but hey, I only have 2 Johnnies now. It's not like I loaded the deck with 4 of them or something.
Is this me or you?
I think this is you. Wow.
Man, did I just take double Ferdum?
Well,
this card's very good. I don't know if anyone knows that, but this is a secret that this card's really good. But look at him. He's like the king of secrets.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I really want this Watchtower.
Well, the Gray Hair Watchtower Ferdum's not bad.
Right, I want this row almost, but
all 3 sites. Yeah, I can understand why that would be the case.
I think Ferdum's my favorite card, so I'm gonna take all the Ferdums. I don't know why I picked it over.
Well, no, I'm definitely taking all the sites.
Yep. Projectus is a card that is very good in draft. That pack was just a strange pack, so it didn't really get a lot of consideration.
Yeah.
But he might get consideration in this pack.
I think so.
But there's another Johnny.
Oh.
And another Centropolis. This is a cool pack because it has like Centropolis Johnny not in the same row.
Right. And so here's the big debate, right? Okay, so I can pick up my second Centropolis, get a Hecaton, which is definitely a good finisher card. I have 2 Bullthorns already, which kind of serve as finisher cards in of themselves. Or I can go Hecaton Johnny Spartan, which is just all out like pushing that aggro strategy. That's not an easy call. I mean, Projectus going with Centropolis and Hecaton is very powerful. Boy, there are 3 really good choices here. And one way or the other, I'm either giving you a Centropolis or giving you a Johnny. And I think you already have 1 Johnny, if I'm not mistaken. So that would put us both at equal Johnnies, but you then have the edge on me on Ferdums.
Well, there's still a Ferdum left in the pile, too.
Sure, sure, sure. But I'm in first pack right now. Um, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me know, guys, if you think that was the right or wrong pick. I don't know. That was a
You
tough
definitely
call.
left me with the worst options. Like the Spartan Terminator is a good card, but it's like not something I'm really looking at when my deck is full of Oathkeys and Fernums.
And
So
Auto
like
Wars.
I take like this row or this row, and
Right.
like I guess this row's better,
Just because you get an extra card
right?
to draft with, yeah. I think Hydro Reaver is fine.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
probably won't end up playing it in this deck. It seems like the kind of card that like um, because I have 3 Art of Wars, it's like I would rather have a Red Condor.
Right. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Red Condor is going to scale way better for you in those games where you've got the Art of War. So, uh, wow,
This is a pack too.
that's a pack.
Um, well, I think I'm pretty priced into this row. Like, I don't really like passing the beam, but I need these low sights bad, and I don't want to pass the Centropolis.
Right.
Centropolis is the best card in the pack, but like this row is also just extremely good.
Yes, and
This
I've got
Massage
a lot of
Warrior.
Solarium. I got a lot of Solarium for that SAB. So, yeah, I can understand why you wouldn't want to pass that. I'm definitely going to pass on Morgana here just because I haven't drafted a lot of Warriors. So, if I was drafting Warriors or if I was looking hard at trying to get Warriors, then Morgana is like a perfect fit here to kind of offset the lack of Art of War. But this is definitely the best for me with the Solarium production I'm doing and the the extra tack beam. I have a couple of flares. Like this deck is really shaping up to be kind of a control deck at its core, with just a couple of potentially big threats. Ooh, wow, satellite in there.
This is the first satellite we've seen.
Yeah, satellite is a doozy for me because I haven't picked up Art of War. Like I'm more concerned about giving you the satellite than probably anything else in that pack right now.
Yeah,
I
I
think that
mean,
makes sense, right?
I don't really value satellite that high. It is good. I mean, it's obviously good. Uh, it's just
And this,
especially in
I
the
mean,
deck where
this,
I'm like trying to play Cloud Falcons, satellite is like not super important to me because I don't want to like play a big grindy game to get to 7 and then like gain some advantage off satellite for 3 turns after 7. So
sure.
it's I don't know. It is really good. And if I like your deck is much more set up to play a satellite than mine, like you said, it's more like control-y and you got a lot more of that kind of thing going on, but I don't know.
The question is because I got the Hecaton right last. Did I get the Hecaton? I think I did. Trying to remember now. Yeah, I did. I got the Hecaton last turn. Do I take the Kaiser because I got Bullthorns too? Which
Just a
it
3/6
it
though,
won't even. Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So um, I think Kaiser's probably the trap there. So we'll take
Yeah,
the two
I
sites
think
and
that's a
defense
good pick.
override.
Like the card that I wanted most of this pack was the Watchtower that you took, so I'm just gonna take this Worker and Mining Station because I want low sights and the rest of these
Just a lowly
cards.
burger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, Red Condor might be better than Worker in my deck.
Oh, he definitely is with the Art of
So
Wars. Like that, the way that worked out is just phenomenal for you. So um, Fenris is a beat stick.
this is a
Novum's
cool pack.
awesome. That is a cool pack. Hey, look at that. Yeah, this is a good pack, man.
Yeah, this pack is very interesting. Doesn't have a lot of like Windmill Slam first picks like the Learner kind of is, but the other good cards are like not in the same row as Learner.
Right.
I mean, Novum and Prototype are both good, but
Yeah, I mean Novum in draft in particular, I think is one of those
Yeah,
really powerful cards.
he's
Low
much better in
cost.
draft than he is in constructed. Just
Yeah,
he's a little
being
overcosted.
able to
Probably.
being able to play those sites just turn sooner helps.
Yeah. He's and just
Yeah,
like a guy that like he's like a solarium excavator that you can play because he doesn't get killed by
right,
Connie immediately.
right. And I got the Projectus even to help save him from big stuff. It's tough. I don't know. That double security post is nice though, particularly where you got the spoils.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with this pack. Like since you're picking first, like there's not really many second picks that I'm unhappy with.
Oh, you've got first pick here.
Oh, I have first pick? I thought it,
Because I took
oh,
the.
never mind. Now I'm not as happy.
I'm like waiting on you.
I was like, I got confused. All right, I'll
I
take
think
this.
that's the road to take. Yeah, I agree.
Like, I really do like Novum a lot, and I would totally play this Fenris, but I want this prototype so bad. Like, my deck just needs a prototype development base really bad.
Well, Learner is good, but I'm definitely
yeah.
gonna follow up with taking the Novum Fenris. Like,
Yeah.
I can't let those cards go.
Or Projectus, man. He's just been in bad spots and in all the
I
past.
got one. I drafted one. I think he's good.
He is really good. That's why it's just like sad that he's a card that I would in regular pack draft I would pick very highly.
Right. Well, I think my decision was just made. I mean, I got so many sites, man. But I mean, I can't give you the third Ferdinand.
You're free to give me the third Ferdinand, Jesse. That would be just fine.
No, I'm going to take that Ferdinand away from you.
Okay. Well, I am going to take Morgana to turn my Art of Wars on. And then I'm going to take... I think this line is a little better than one.
Yeah. From Whence is really good just because, you know, I mean, like there's just not 4 evasions in every deck, so.
And Cloud Stronghold edges out Forge by quite a bit, but I think just like I might play that From Whence, so it's better to have a slightly worse 4-drop site and a From Whence than a Cloud Stronghold.
Yeah. You're on first pick this time.
Yep. There we go. A hard time selecting those cards. Well, this pack was easy to pick from.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this row.
Makes sense. So for me, it's a little less obvious.
Yeah, your pick is not good. Like Crazy Joe's is a good card. But the next best card is like Hero's Boon.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of type 1s for the Hero's Boon. And I've got 2 or 3 stabs. So, like, part of me wants to take the Hero's Boon. I'm pulling the old John Kimmel from last week and saying Hero's Boon might be the best second pick here. I already have a Crazy Joe's. I just don't know whether or not I would actually play 2 Crazy Joe's.
The Hero's Boon here is probably really good for you. Like you're saying, you have the stab and like you already know that you have a good base of type 1s for it to be turned on. Right. So that's like good.
Yeah, I've got probably 7 type 1s right now, maybe 8. I don't know the exact count. I'm just going from memory. So we'll take the System Scramble and the Hero's Boon.
And the System Scramble is a card that like kind of sucks, but you do have a bunch of flares, so maybe you'd play it.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. We'll have to look at how the deck shapes up and where the deck slots are and go from there.
So I think that we should probably do 2 more rounds. Since you went first, then I will get the go first last. Oh, wait, I went first. So this should be the last round.
Yeah.
And because that'll put us right about... right about 200 cards out of the stack.
So 36 cards left would be 200 cards.
Yeah.
So
Well, we just have like plenty of cards. Like, how many cards do you have over here? 56. I also have 56. So
yeah,
because
so
we're
I'm
gonna build
going
a
to
40 card deck
59.
out of this.
Right. So I'm going to go. My choices here is I'm going to grab the learner. And I think those are the best. I am giving you a solid bottom end with the shipyard, watchtower, and Morgana. Like I know
Yeah.
that, but I think it's the
I mean,
best choice there.
you were. I think your pick was really obvious. Like, you did it right and got rewarded with a masterminding and a learner. Like, those are great cards.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded the harp just because re-enabling that tack beam is going to be powerful.
So
But
if you guys decide to play this format at home, you can go the whole stack if you want. I mean, we could go the rest of the stack if you want to go, Jesse. It just inflates like the power level of your deck.
yeah, let's leave it at this. We're at 59 cards, so that
Yeah.
leaves 19 cards on the side. I think I'm at 59. You're at 59. Let's call it good. Where are we at on time?
We got about 20 minutes left. So
Okay, so
if you want, let's
probably
like lay out one of the pools and build it here
yeah,
on
yeah.
on
Let's do
camera.
yours because sounds good,
Okay.
and then we'll do
Oh,
mine off cam. If we have time, we'll do mine and go from there. But
so what I'm gonna do to start here is I'm gonna take my sites. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna take my sites and put them over here. I'm gonna put my other cards over here. And I'm gonna put any ones that I don't think I'm gonna play. Like, I'm just gonna set them aside. I'm gonna put my tactics and stuff up here. So here's some sites. Here's some sites. There's a learner apparently. Oops,
drag the whole stack.
I can't do it.
Just click and move.
There we go.
I think you came out pretty strong on your draft, man. I really
Yeah,
do.
I ended up like again, our decks are going to be really similar. It's just like I'm going to have Art of Wars and blue cards, and you're going to have red cards. So I don't know if that's good or not. I'm not going to play the strength in numbers. I put this Hydra Reaver over here and this Skyhook over here because I think that they're probably just like going to get edged out by
Other card choices.
yeah, because we have to cut like almost 20 cards, and that's
Third of the cards that are in the stack right now. Yeah.
yeah.
Double from Whence is good.
Not gonna play this interference because I have all the Art of Wars. Yeah, we'll put you in the main pile.
Plus, you'd have to have something in the hidden. I don't know if you have anything to get you.
Oh,
there.
right. I don't even have anything that turns it on. I think you're probably not going to make the cut because you're not blue. I'm not going to play a strength in numbers. Maybe we'll play a fire from the sky. Did we split the Centropolises?
We did.
I did get all the Oath Keys. Okay, I'm probably not playing Harp in this deck now because I don't have a lot of things to do. Attack Beam is I might play. Ooh, Storm Citadel's good in this deck. Forgot I even had one of those.
Very good in the deck. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to group these up now. These we can put way over here because I'm not going to play them.
How many are there?
12.
Right,
So I guessed pretty close. But
you got to drop 7 cards still.
Yeah, so I'm going to play these evasions. I'm going to play these from Wences. I'm going to play this It's a Trap. I'm going to leave this feedback in this Sularia Attack Beam up here because I don't know that I'm going to be playing them yet. Depends on how much Sularia I think I'm going to make. So, but I will play the Art of Wars and Disposal War.
There's another one stuck in your combatants over here.
Oh, I'm very smart. Let's get that Cloud Falcon off of there. Okay, so
You also got a Master Mining down here.
well, I'm definitely playing that. I didn't do a very good job of sorting this. Okay, so let's look at the sites here. Let's just do that. And I'll do that. So we have less of a mess going on. So I left the Fire from the Sky, the Solarium, Tactical Assault Beam, and the Feedback over here because they're on the bubble. Like, they could be really good, but they depend on other things. So when we get to those other things, then we'll talk about them.
Right.
So for my sites, I got a couple shipyards. Ooh, I got a Centropolis. Forge, you're probably not getting played because I got a bunch of Centropolises. I did end up with like all the Jotun sites, which makes that spoils really good.
It does for sure.
So mining station, you're kind of on the bubble. Okay, so that's all the sites. So of these sites, I'm going to play all these ones that I have up here. The 2 watchtowers, the 3 shipyards, the 3 4-drops, and the prototype. So we'll put those together. They're all really good. Then I got these that are okay. I'm not going to play this Forge.
I think probably playing 1 security post, 1 Solaire mining station here to go up to 11 sites in the deck is probably the right number.
This definitely is not enough, I don't think. And the mining station, I agree with you, is better than one of the security posts.
Yeah, just because you got the It's a Trap and you've got.
So I'm going to leave this.
It's a lower drop
over here too, okay. Because if I end up with less than 40 here of the cards that I pick, then those are the cards most likely to make it in. But I got a million combatants, so
this is going to be a little harder for you.
Yeah, try to make some more room over here. This is so much easier in real life.
Oh yeah.
But I do have a bunch of Oath Keys. So Gray Harriers might actually be good in this deck. Facade is really good regardless. Oath Key is really good regardless. Verker is good, but I'm going to put him over here because I think I'm going to be just infinite 4-drops, and I imagine I will be cutting Verkers before Johnnies and Ferdums.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because there's the Johnny and the Ferdums.
Yeah.
And I think I would like the rest of my guys to be blue, because I have a bunch of artworks.
I think that makes sense. I mean, you got to cut 7 cards, right, in total to get down to the 40. 6 cards. So you actually got 6 set aside right now. If you just cut these 6, you got the deck, right? That would be it. Now the question would be if you cut the Novum out to bring a Verker back in its place, just for another threat might be a good pick because you just don't really have high costing Scythian sites. I mean, you have 2 Scythian sites in the whole deck.
Right. This guy would literally just be 2/5 makes a Solarium, which is not a bad card. Is my deck likely to make 3 a lot of the time? I got a Masterminding Wells, and
you get 6. I think you got 6 1s and 2s. So I think it's going to make 3 pretty consistently. So getting to that 4th Solarium is powerful. There's no doubt.
I think you're right. I think I would rather have a Verker. Just because, if I had a Hero's Boon, I would play this card in a heartbeat.
Sure, yeah, because it turns into a 3 Solarium producer with 5 defense. I mean, that's pretty good. I think that makes sense.
Am I missing by not playing Fire from the Sky? Probably not. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 flyers. I just don't know if the upside is higher than having a Verker or something.
Well, it's a tough call because you got 25% of your deck dedicated to flight. So, I mean, a Fire from the Sky giving Barrage 1/2 does have some merit. But I think that's a tough call. I mean, Barrage is very, very powerful on Fire from the Sky, and multiples is insane. But is this a situation where Verker just goes, well, I don't care, I'll just combine up and stomp the face of something else and just do more damage? It's very possible because Verker is accounting for having 3 flyers on the board for the 1 Fire from the Sky, right? So
I also have these cards in my throwaway pile that are almost considerations. I don't really have anything super huge to go with the strength in numbers. Like I have a bunch of
A
guys
lot
that
of little
turn it
guys.
on, but
Yeah.
the biggest thing I got here is a learner.
Yeah.
So I don't think strength in numbers is probably gonna be good, but Skyhawk actually looks pretty good.
I agree.
Um,
Skyhawk looks really solid here.
it might be better than Verker.
Well, so you're at, I mean, we were 19 cards over, so 7 cards have to still come out, right? So,
Yeah.
um, so if you know you're going to cut these 3, 4, 5, 6, then it's really just down to one other card out of the deck, because that takes you to 17 or 16 cuts. So 3 cards. These are the 3 cards that are on the bubble here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess the question is, how effective do you think Johnny's going to be against what you saw me draft? Because I mean, yeah, he's a 4/4 with quick, but like Skyhawk just with those Art of Wars just becomes a monster.
Yeah. I
And
think
that's a real thing. Um,
I think in this format, I would rather have a Skyhawk than one of these Gray Harriers.
yeah, I can see that.
Just because like Gray Harrier is good, and it's good in the triple Art of War deck, obviously. Makes them way better. It makes them playable. I just like you got Solarium Flares and you got Johnnies and stuff, and this is just like easy fodder for that.
Right.
And I do want to play a couple of them, but I think I would rather have a Skyhawk than one of them.
I can understand that sentiment
Yeah.
for sure. And I only have the ability to offset one of those Art of Wars with the satellite and from a defensive standpoint, not an offensive standpoint.
So I think this is probably where I would end up. Like I am huge on 4-drops, but I think that happens a lot.
Yeah,
just because
really common.
Battle Begins and Blood Prophet Glory have a lot of good 4-drops, and like these Warganas don't look great, but it is like a reasonable beater by itself, and it more importantly it turns on the +2/+2.
I mean, yeah, that would be the only real reason to do it, right? Was the
Yeah.
+2/+2 enabler. Otherwise, Verker probably scales better in draft over Wargana with this current deck layout that you have, where there's no warriors in the deck.
Right. My deck really took a weird turn when we had that pack with double Art of War in the same row.
Yeah.
Like this is just like an Art of War deck, and
yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
So we have time maybe still to put mine together, or would that take up all 20
take a
minutes?
look. We got 7 minutes.
And we can get close. We might go a little over, but what else is new? We always go a little over.
Yeah. We had a few minutes of technical difficulties, so we'll give some bonus stream to the people that sat through that.
Just sorting everything out by type here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my stuff out of your way.
Just make sure you save your deck.
Save object. Today the 5th.
I got double Hecaton. I pulled 2 Hecatons.
Yeah, I thought there were a couple that were in the pile.
I don't remember getting the second one, but that works. I'm not going to complain about double Hecaton.
Yeah, I'm going to move my stuff out of the way and then.
Because I don't think I'm going to scale anywhere near like you are. Like you're going to climb a mountain that's just going to be like really hard for me to do anything against.
Yeah, I mean, my deck definitely has draws that are really good. Like having 3 Art of Wars in a 40-card deck is, better than having 4 Art of Wars in a 60.
Well, we only pulled 16 sites, which is good. So we're not going to throw a bunch of sites away. Let's start there, just kind of like you did. So we're going to pull these combatants and tactics conditions out of the way. Got that.
Jesse's is much nicer put together than mine. I just threw them all over the table.
Just trying to get them organized.
Yeah.
it's interesting. Like I don't think the Citadel is going to make the cut here.
Yeah, it's not a very good site
Um,
when you don't have a bunch of guys to pump with. Its stats are pretty small by comparison to the other 4 drops.
yeah. There we go. I actually have a curve.
Yeah, you got a nice like
Oh.
4, 5, 6 curve. Obviously, my deck didn't even have anything 5 or bigger.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
we
think
got.
it
I
needs
know
it,
we're
but
gonna. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the Citadel's not going to make the cut. I don't think I have that many. Like, I got to kind of look at how many. Oops, I just gave you a card. And there's a mining
oh,
station.
all right.
Apparently,
Put it right in my
apparently,
hand.
I didn't do a very good job either, Neil. I thought I did it, but got going too fast here. I was just wanted to look and see how many blue guys I even drew here. Hey, there's another site. I guess I drafted a lot more sites than I thought. I thought I sorted that fairly well, but apparently I did not. Well, we're not playing all these sites, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I only got like a few blue guys, like 4, 5. Sab's so good though. He'll
Oh yeah,
get
you're
put into
definitely
the
playing
6.
Saboteur. Like Cloud Falcon's kind of meh, but
Yeah, the Cloud Falcon doesn't have any. So I mean, the Sab's going to make the cut. The question is, we made investments in these Bullthorns, and they do have value, right? Like
yeah,
even
right.
in a
They're one of
non-blue
like
deck,
the
they
few
have
effects in
value,
the game that are not team stamped.
right?
Um,
But I think I don't. I mean, I think Bergheim's not going to make the cut here. I
well,
think we're
yeah,
going to cut.
especially if you're cutting Storm Citadel and Cloud Stronghold and Forge, like it just doesn't have anything to pump besides
Right,
itself.
not exactly. Um, this is the deck that wants to make a lot of Solarian because I've got. Uh,
You have at least 2
this is,
feedbacks and a tack beam, right?
I'm missing some cards because I don't. Yeah, where'd those go? I think our decks got drawn up funny or something. Oh, they're back here. Look at that.
Oh.
Somehow they managed to end up all the way on my side. I don't really know how that happened. I was like, geez, I knew I drafted more tactics and conditions than that. I have 2 tack beams. I have 2 flares, 3 feedbacks.
Oh yeah, you don't even need to play combatants.
No,
Like you
no,
should
right?
play some, but like
Like going with the Crazy Joe's plan. Like I really just need to kind of go for the control elements more than anything. And I just don't even know if I need many low drop sites either. But I think we can cut the sword, the cloud. Fenris is just a good beater, so I might keep him as kind of like a pressure play. And the Bullthorns are going to be considered here for now. I'm just moving them out of the way for now. So we really have to get the sites dialed in, and the sites dialed in are really about production, right? So the security post is just a good, powerful defensive 3-drop. I don't mind having 3 of those. I don't know. Do I need 4 1-drops in this deck, you think?
I mean, I think 1-drops are better than like both the 1-drops are better than Mining Station and probably better than Security Post. Just because like if you're like you said you're worried about production, so like on turn 3, like Mining Station plus Perimeter or Perimeter plus Watchtower is better than Security Post.
Well, see, I have 18 sites here, and that's way too many for draft
Yeah.
because that's going to end up being half the deck. So this is where the cuts have to be made. I think we can cut at least one mining station, and I think the security post is not going to make the cut.
I don't even really like the weapons base very much. You have one It's a Trap, right?
Yeah, the value I get out of the weapons base here, though, to be fair, is that this essentially is another counter to the Art of War. When you talk about damage being dealt, and because what it does is it gives it's only going to be my Cynthian sites, right? So it's not going to affect the Joes, which is fine.
Well, Joes have enough teeth like on their own.
Yeah, well, until you put
They
three
don't.
Art of Wars on the board. Um,
I don't know. I mean, if weapons base is fine, it's less of a sight and more of like a like an effect, right? Like
right.
because I mean,
100%.
if you're just trying to attack be meat, you'd always rather play processing plant than weapons base.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's tough because I do have a Novum in the list that I can run, which would make the weapon space be a 5 drop,
Yeah.
which makes the processing plant a 4 drop.
Well, I mean, this is a thing where like you can just like set your sights aside and see how many other stuff you end up with because it's okay to play like a bunch of sites. I mean,
Yeah,
you have to be able to
especially
win
in
the
the
game, so like you got to
yeah,
remember
exactly.
that you're starting.
I'm gonna. These are the Jotun combatants that I'm gonna potentially keep. I may not play all of them though, because that's a lot of 6 drops.
Well, and Bolthorn's going to get worse as you start cutting combatants because he's better the more combatants you have, and I think your deck is
Right.
going to be combatant light. Like you'd
Right.
rather play like Leonard every single time than Bolthorn.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
probably Hecaton even is just like a better Bolthorn for you.
Yeah, I agree. Those are all things. Let's Animus firmly in the limelight. Hades Crawler's pretty good here, just for more Solarian production. Let's get him out. Get him out.
God, I can't wait to play Furtive Mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. So I know for sure I'm going to keep the Learner,
Mm-hmm.
and I probably keep the double Hecaton.
Sure, I think
'Cause I think
Hecaton's
this deck-
fine in your deck.
And I think this deck can get to 9 without much trouble. Animus will help produce Solarium. He's just good boosts.
Yeah, he's just like a great guy.
Novum's good for more Solarium production. Definitely the double Johnny, because I just don't know what else I do there. I think Sab and Projectus are going to be good. This may not be as good. Like,
well, it depends on how many of these Spartan Terminators are going to play, right? Like, Projectus is a great card. Did you end up with a Hero's Boon?
I did not.
Okay, that's like the biggest reason to play Projectus.
Yeah,
but you have like a large number of Cynthian guys, and even Projectus like by himself is a reasonable body.
right.
Not
And
that
he
you're
turns
trying
into
to
a
attack
5/4
very
with Animus
much.
around.
Yeah.
He matches Spartan Terminator. He's like a 2 Solarium Spartan Terminator with Animus around. Obviously, Terminator does a lot more damage than that, but and I think Oathkeeper or Fenris is going to get played just because he's just big beats, right? Like,
right. This is a guy that's good on his own. I think the Bolthorns probably aren't very good in your deck. Just like I think you're going to be cutting many of these combatants. Like I don't know how many.
Crawler's going to go. That's going to have to go. Let's take a look here. I think
because
definitely.
this is 40. Like your sights and your combatants right now is 40.
Right.
So you're gonna have to make a lot
I
of
should
cuts.
only have 6. I should only have 6 cards to cut here. Can't be 40 between the sights and combatants. I should only have.
This says 16. This is 3, 4,
Unless
5,
something got mixed up in the
10,
process.
11,
I don't know. Maybe something got mixed up in the process.
13.
I don't know.
So this is 28.
28.
30, 44. This is 59. You got the right amount.
Okay. So I just got to cut 6 cards. Just 6 cards. I think Verker's going to go.
Yeah, I think Spartan, like if you want a 4-drop, I think Spartan Terminator is better here because of the Projectus and because of the Animus. And you actually have 2 Centropolises, which make them slightly better.
So let's lay out the tactics conditions quick because I'm not sure there's much I can cut from this. But There might be something.
I mean, evasion is something that you could cut if you start cutting more combatants. Like, if your deck is combatant light, then the evasion is much worse.
Probably the defense override could get cut here.
Yeah.
Although
Defense override is a
there is
card that's
value
uh
with it, but
you still got more under here.
oh, I do.
And you got a hero's boon, you lied to
Well,
me.
so,
You have 3 master minings?
I
What
know.
kind of cheater are you?
I know. The system scramble can go.
Yeah, you should cut this too.
The defense override. Yeah, so down the 3-card cut now. Probably cut. Oh man, with the hero's boon now, it's hard.
I would play this for sure. Like,
okay, so the question is, I mean, we have type ones for days for that hero's boon target. We got 3 feedbacks, which probably aren't going to be used on combatants, but we're definitely going to make the Solarium to make them strong.
yeah.
Probably cut. I mean, yeah, you got Centropolis. I don't think I can cut the evasion.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
I could take the weapons base out, but it does seem like it might have some power.
I would probably cut sites if it was me, because 16 is like a lot. And
so I've got 6 1s and 2s in the deck right now. I could go down to 5 there. I only have to cut one more card here now. So if you're going to make a 1-card cut here,
if it was me, I would pick a site or the evasion.
I'm just worried about Centropolis.
Yeah, I mean, you have double Ferdum.
That's true. That's true. That is like evasion, right?
Oh yeah, he's like better than evasion. He counters evasion.
Just,
Ferdum Brackeye.
I have 5 1s and 2s in the deck. I think that's solid. Threes are good. I think I like the site curve where it's at, just because of being a kind of a burn deck at its core.
So then I would say, like, you can cut the evasion. If you don't want to cut the evasion, you can cut a Warhulk or a Fenris, like, just like one of your big guys. Three big guys is a lot of big guys.
Yeah. But then is Warhulk better than Fenris in that case? In this case?
I don't know. Probably just because of the Projectus. Warhulk plus Projectus is really hard to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, Fenris is also like much more playable than Warhulk, but you have 3 Master Minings and 40 cards, and like how many? You had 2
prototypes, 2 Sun processing plants. So I've got the Solarium. I think I'm not going to have a problem getting there.
I think just because of Projectus, I would play the Warhulk over the Fenris. But I mean, again, I would cut the
evasion. Am I just going to skip? Yeah, I think I'll cut the evasion. I mean, there's just going to be turns with this deck where it's potentially possible I'm playing Fenris on turn 2, which that's pretty strong. So
yeah. Well, so we'll play these matches next week.
Yep.
We'll publish the lists and the sideboards in the comments of this YouTube video, so that you can look at them if you're watching it later, or you just want to see them after the fact. And please feel free to comment or contact us in Facebook community or on Twitter about like different decisions you'd have made during the draft, or different decisions that you would have made
definitely
in deck building. I would love to discuss it with you. I love draft and I love the limited format, and so I'll talk to you about it all day. But
Did you save your sideboard, Neil?
I did not. I should do that.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you save your sideboard. Yeah, so as Neil said, I mean, obviously for those of you that maybe jumped into stream tonight for a brief moment or whatever, if you're checking this out after the stream has ended, like Neil said, just comment away. Let us know. Would you have made different choices? You know, are you excited to see these decks go at it? What do you think the outcome will be next week? Who do you predict will be the winner? I mean, those are all the things we want to hear from you guys about. And you can either discuss that here in the YouTube comments, or you can discuss that at our Facebook community page, whatever floats your fancy there, I guess. I guess that's a combination of two different sayings, but whatever. It's been a long day. So, if not, Neil, I think we managed to successfully do some drafting tonight, grid drafting in particular, and I am excited to kind of play these decks out next week and see how they go. So we'll spend the whole hour next week kind of grinding on them a little bit and see what happens. So if you guys have ideas for what you like to see us do, you know, let us know in the community group. Let us know in the Slack channel. Let us know here on YouTube, wherever you want to tell us about it. We definitely want to run decks. You know, we want to run decks that you design. We want to play you, or we want you and somebody else to play on stream while we talk about the game. So, you know, if you want to be on the stream as a guest, let us know as well. That's more than welcome to join us on stream for that. Otherwise, without anything else, we definitely say if you like this particular video or any one of our videos, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It tells us you like the video, obviously. If you want to keep up to date with the things we're doing, hit the subscribe button, and then there's a little bell icon. Hit that to get notified when we go live, when we add new content. And we'll be talking a little bit more over the coming weeks because we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up over the next few weeks, so we can't wait to share a little bit more information about it.
We're definitely going to have an exciting June and July here.
I agree. It's going to be pretty incredible. So, one last thing. If you're watching the video today, it's June 5th. This is the last day to get the pre-order exclusive items for Reign of Terror. So head over to the website right now, pre-order if you haven't already done it. You get a discounted rate on shipping as part of the Kickstarter hangover. There's a bunch of exclusive items there, like some exclusive Alpha Program monochromatic cards that are super awesome. We're throwing Crazy Joe in. He's going to be coming in next year's Escalation series, so you're going to get him, almost a whole year early. So don't miss out on that opportunity, and it's discounted off of MSRP by 10%. So it's not even like you're paying full price for it and getting the exclusive. So we kind of loaded it up for you guys to get it now. So I don't think I missed anything else. Is there anything else we need to talk about for our followers, Neil?
I think you hit it all. As always, please send us any feedback you have. Like Jesse said, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We'll talk to you. We'll let you play. We'll play what you want. Otherwise, we'll see you next week to play these awesome draft decks.
That's right. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.